What is up YouTube, Jamie the Kid00 here, coming to you guys with a brand new deck profile, and a deck profile of something I've not done before on this channel. This is going to be my first deck profile for the relatively newly released Generation Duel format. Now, I had gotten home from the Brotherhood for about, I'd been in the house for about, let's say, 10 minutes. It was a 2-hour drive home, got home at about 8. And a friend of mine invited me to come play Generation Duel at his locals a half-hour away. Oh, it's great, because this light, I'm using a ghetto light source and it may occasionally flicker, so really sorry in advance. So I basically had maybe an hour to plan a deck and build it and take it to this event the next day. Because I then had to kind of go to bed and then drive up for it the next day. The deck I chose to build was Lightsworn. It's rank 4 turbo Lightsworn. It's built using the Zexal list, and as you'll see when we go through it, it plays a whole lot of interesting banned cards that are legal on the Zexal list. The Zexal list, of course, restricts. I'll put the formats in the description below so you can check them out. The Zexal list bans all fusions, synchros, and pendulum monsters, so you're only allowed Xyz monsters. And this was the list I kind of came up with. This is 49 cards. It was 50 cards with 1 Day of Peace. Then I realized 1 Day of Peace is actually banned. I did forget about that. So I ended up having to take it out. It's 49 cards because I play 3 copies of Pot of Desires. Again, was meant to be 50. I didn't really feel the need for 60 cards, but this is 50, and they were played in these cool Yu-Gi-Oh! Card Market sleeves that they were giving out at the Brotherhood, so I figured I'd make use of them. And the main reason why I wanted to play this deck was because I managed to pick up the Minerva on the Sunday while I was at the Brotherhood, while I was working. Please do check out those streams on Olympia Yo's channel. They'll be on here as well at some point, but I managed to pick up the top prize from that. So here's the deck that I played. So I'm still a big fan of the JD variant. I find this card... I was trying to build a deck that was going to have the most fun, and in the Fairy Tale version of this deck, I feel like JD is necessary. In advanced format, I might not play this because it's just another card that can potentially brick in your hand and contribute to bad hands. Yes, it is a win card, but you're hurting the consistency of the deck to have a 1-card win drop. And it's debatable how necessary that is, especially at 3. A lot of decks I would only really recommend playing the 1, but it's entirely up to you guys. If you want to sacrifice consistency for power, JD is the card for you. I then played 3 copies of Raiden, Hand of the Lightsworn, arguably the best kind of Lightsworn normal summon in the deck. So that was the 3 Raidens. There's nothing really to say about him. 3 Luminas. I mainly played these as an engine to just get more level 4s onto the board, a discard engine for my Trick Clowns and other cards that would get effects in Graveyard, and an easy way to make Levier to bring back some of my banished monsters. A very important banished monster you'll see as we get into this. 2 Lilas. I didn't know what back row I might face, so I wanted to go up from my usual 1 Lila to 2. Pretty happy with that number. Can't really hate that. Also, I really do want to get CP Luminas, but these are just like these super orange American raw yellow Mega Pack ones. They just look ridiculous, and I kind of like them. They're kind of an affectionate thing about the deck. So 2 Lilas, 3 Wolf. You have to play the Wolves, and 1 Felis. I want to go up to 2 Felis. I don't have a second, so I only played the 1 for the moment. But you have to play these because it just makes the Minerva so crazy good in the fact that you get draws for these, and then you get incredibly powerful monsters as well. So that's the entire Lightsworn cohort that I actually play in the main. So I mean, name-wise, we play 1, 2, 3, 4... 5 main deck names and a 6th in the form of Minerva. So we do play enough names to kind of comfortably support Judgment Dragon in that regard. Then for the remainder of the monsters, I played 2 Honest. Again, a card I wouldn't really recommend playing in advanced format. Hurts the consistency of the deck, contributes to your brick hands. It's kind of a bit win more. You never really have this come up in an important situation, and it's kind of like luck that dictates whether or not you even see this card. So it's kind of unnecessary in my opinion. So I would personally cut these. But then we're going to move into the reason why this deck was, again, cool to play because of the limited and forbidden list in Zexal format. Because in Generation Duels, you're actually allowed to play 3 Perform Age Damage Juggler. I had this checked by one of the guys at the tournament before we started. He did double check for me. Damage Juggler is at 3 in the format. So it allowed me to play Clownblade Lightsworn, which I haven't played since Shaddoll Necros format, back when I first had a Minerva and then I previously got rid of it. but now that I've got one back, it was cool to reintroduce myself to the deck with the old engine. So we played 3 of everything, 3 Damage Juggler, 3 Trick Clown, and 3 Hat Tricker. This engine is just ridiculous. Like, I'm kind of sad to see it go, but at the same time I completely understand why it's gone, because this rank 4 engine is just absolutely ridiculous, so it needed to be gone. But they were all legal. Levier's cool for bringing back that Damage Juggler to get you more searches, so that was the thing. And then to complement that engine, I played Heroic Engine in the form of 2 Assault Halberd and 1000 Blades. The Assault Halberds were Cyber Dragons, they were Photon Thrashers, but they were superior to Photon Thrasher in that they would get me 1000 Blades from the deck if they deal damage. So 1000 Blades is just really, really important for having another recurring rank 4 engine. I played the double Goblinberg. I'm a huge advocate of Goblinberg in your Lightsworn lists because, again, it contributes to the first turn Minerva. It also contributes to getting the Wolves out of your hand. It just makes Wolf a better card. You have to play Wolf anyway, in my opinion. I feel like Lightsworn decks have to play Wolf, but this card makes Wolf infinitely more playable. 2 Fairy Tale Snow. This is the brand new card for the deck. She's absolutely ridiculous. I absolutely love her. The fact that you can use her multiple times a turn, you can special summon her and book your opponent's monster. The amount of disruption plays this contributes to is absolutely ridiculous. This instantly became my favorite card in the deck. I then played 1 Eclipse Wyvern, banishing the JDs to search them, and then I tested 1 Speedrun Menko. I just wanted to have another way to not lose the game, and also contribute to the rank 4 engine. I felt like Speedrun Menko was going to be the best card because it puts a lot of big threats into defense mode as well, so Menko was just really, really strong for doing that. And that rounds off the monster lineup. The monster lineup's pretty simple. It's basically just rank 4 turbo, and you will really see why when I remind you of the amount of good rank 4s there are in the game and the fact that they were all legal. There wasn't a single banned rank 4 in this format. So for the spells, we have 1 Upstart Goblin. There's a series of 1-ups. 1 Upstart. This was actually in here because this is a 49 card deck, but this is in here for Laval Chain. So you can put a card on top of the deck and add it off of Laval Chain. 1 Foolish Burial. It's self-explanatory. 1 Soul Charge. 1 Mind Control. Mind Control really important because you can take your opponent's rank 4s and make other rank 4 plays. Reinforcement of the Army. You already understand this. Goblinberg, Heroic Challengers. It just gets you to so many weak links in the deck. And then we played 2 Charge Light Brigade, 3 Solar Recharge, and then 3 Pot of Desires to round out the spells. And then we played the 1 Jar of Avarice as the 49th card. I guess a 50th card would be a second jar. I feel like this is really important. But the 3 Desires make this deck really pop as well. I'd probably still play it in the 40 card version as well. Maybe not 3, but you're not going to see all 3, especially with your mills. So I think Pot of Desires is like a card that should be seen in almost every deck at the moment. So that brings me to the end of the main deck. We will now move on to the extra deck. Okay, so for the extra deck, it's going to kind of start off self-explanatory. You've got to play the Minerva in this list. It's the whole reason I wanted to play the list. And if you're playing rank 4 turbo, you really have no reason not to play this if you have it. Also, just before we go through the extra deck, they've been played in these cool world sleeves. They're absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much to my friend for hooking me up with them. But let's get into the extra deck. So we're starting off with 1 Minerva, the Exalted Lightsworn. Goodness knows I'd love to play 2. This deck really needs 2. I think every build needs 2, but I'll be the first to tell you I don't have 2. So if you have 1, like, the deck is still very, very playable, but 2 is the optimal number. Otherwise, you really have to start using your Emerald in situations in which you don't want to use it. So there's the Minerva. We then play 1 copy of Tellarknight Ptolemaeus. Ptolemaeus allows us to play, of course, Cyber Dragon Infinity, and it also lets us play Sir Tellarknight Diamond. Just 2 very, very good utility cards, and I did actually side deck the second Ptolemaeus for situations in which I wanted to use the Diamond, but just being able to play Infinity off of this is ridiculous. And you get this game state so often as well. You get so many rank 3s on board that you will often open up with like Minerva Ptolemaeus or Minerva Shockmaster. Shockmaster was another banned card that was at 3 in this list, I believe. I only had the 1, so I only played the 1, but Shockmaster was again a ridiculously good card to have back in the game. I honestly cannot believe this is a format that we got to play at this locals on Bank Holiday Monday, but hey, it's a thing. It's definitely a thing. So I had a lot of fun playing this guy again. Like, calling spells is just such an obscene opening. There's a couple more old friends that you may recognize in this, including Evil Swarm Exiton Knight. Yeah, E-Knight is back. I never actually made him, but the threat of having him there, it just made me feel so good about some of my game states. There's also, as I said before, the Laval Chain. I mean, it's so good to play Laval Chain next to my Emerald again. I need to find my DT one. I can't actually find it. I was borrowing a secret one. Then for the rest of my extra deck, it was a Castel, a Diamond Direwolf, an Abyss Dweller, a Bujinte Tsukuyomi, a Trapeze Magician. Really, really good to be able to use this again with the engine at full strength. And then the last card was a Levier, the Sea Dragon, to round off the extra deck component there. But I mean, it was this deck is absolutely just ridiculous. The fact that this format exists is so crazy. I honestly can't believe I got to play it. It's really, really fun, actually, seeing the amount of different things that people will concoct to play in this format. So I'd really recommend giving the format a go. I definitely had a lot of fun with it. Hopefully you guys will too. Maybe I'm trying to come up with new ideas and new creative concepts to bring you guys. So maybe you should like message me, but like I did in the DevPro videos, which I'm going to start again. PM down below a format list, so like Zexal GX 5Ds and a deck archetype, and I will see if I can come up with a Generation Duel list for that archetype for that list. Maybe see if you can make it a little bit awkward or difficult, or something that plays on the secondary thing that engine does rather than the main thing it does. But otherwise, I've been Jamie the Kid 00. I hope you all enjoyed. Please feel free to leave a like. Let me know you have enjoyed it. Let me know you liked what I made, and I'll keep doing more of the same. Comment down below if you didn't like what you saw. Tell me what I can do differently. Tell me how to improve. Share this with your friends if you think they would benefit from it, and subscribe if you want to see more of the same. This is Jamie the Kid 00 with a Generation Duel Zexal format Lightsworn deck. Has many names. I'm probably going to list them all in the description below. But I'll see you guys next time. Peace out. Bye-bye.